In this video I will explore measuring object. So click this measure command and click this point and this point, and you see it is showing the distance is 4 feet and plus something, and also the vertical distance from this point to this point, and also the horizontal distance from this point to distance. I can also measure angle by clicking here and select object and this object, so it has 45-degree angle. I can also measure area of any object, say in a room. Click here and by clicking all the corner of the room will gives you, and click right button, enter, and you can see the area of the room. And all these options are individually given here, so you can use from here too. There is also another way. You can measure the length, which is called DI inter. Click this point and this point, and you can see the distance here. You can also use properties command, select object, write PRO properties enter, and go down, and you can see the length is this and the angle with the horizontal axis is this, and this way, but this is not user friendly. You can also use the quick properties toolbar. By going here you can check the quick properties and toggle this on, and by clicking on the object you can see the distance and the information of the object. But in case of polyline you cannot see any information about that. But if you want to see this length, then you have to explode this X enter, select enter, and click this on. This is 2 feet 8 inches, and now undo to go back. This way you can measure objects. There is also some powerful option of measuring object. You can use QC enter to activate calculator within the AutoCAD. So you can now calculate the length 4 feet 1/2 plus 3 feet and press enter. So it has calculated the total length, and it has also counted the precision set in your unit setting, and you can check that UN enter, and you can check the precision. You have 1/16 precision. You can also use calculator by pressing single quote CAL enter. Say I want to draw a line, and you can now press single quote CAL enter, and now it is asking for expression. Say 4 plus 8 and enter. So it has calculated the length, and also it has drawn with that length. So this way you can explore different way of measuring object. In this video I am going to show you how to set the dimension. To do that, write D enter to go to the dimension style manager, and you can see there are some existing setting, and standard is by default. So if don't have any existing setting, you must have standard. So I will use standard, and I can click modify to change the properties of the standard, or I can click new and I can give a new style, say 8. I want to create a 8-inch dimension, and property will be with the standard. Now click continue, and here first go to primary unit, and it is the same system of the unit setting, so you have to change that as per your unit setting, and then go to text, and first select a text style, say standard or Arial, whatever you want. Then text color, it is wise to set this by layer, and you can also set fill color. Say if you want to fill any color in the text, you can do that from here. Text height, as I have 8 inch, I will say here the text height is 8 inch, and scale fraction height scale should be 1. Now the text placement, it vertically it is saying above, center, and you can say outside. You can choose anyone if what you want. And the horizontally it is also giving you some option, and center is the by default, and I think center is the best. And the text alignment, you can select horizontal, and you can select aligned with dimension line, and I always prefer to do that with aligned with dimension line, which will be aligned, which will be parallel to the dimension line. So this is all about text. Now go to symbol and arrow. You can choose the arrow head and press the size, say 8, as I am specifying, and I am setting that as 8-inch text. You can change these properties from here, and then go to line, and line color should be by layer. Line type you can select, and this I think should be by layer. Line weight, this also should be by layer. And this is extension line color. So extension line color you can change from here, or you can say this is by layer. And line type also you can say all these are by layer, or you can, if you want, you can also change that. If you don't want to show this line both side of the dimension, you can check that to invisible. And you can also fix the distance, and as you can see when I am checking, there is no line here, and you can also use this option. But this is not good, I think. And this is the extend beyond the dimension line and offset from the origin. You can change this if you want, and you can also give a trial that which one is the best for you. So I'm keeping that 3-inch 3-inch. And when you have all the setting done, press OK and set current close. So set current is means that you selecting the dimension as a current. So when you give a dimension now, when you give a dimension now, it will be under the 8-inch dimension style. So this way you can set dimension style. And now I am showing how you can show dimension in any object. I can use this dimension, or I can also go to the annotate tab to see more option about the dimensioning. Click this dimension command, and if I keep my mouse on a line, it is giving me a preview about the length of the object. I can click on this, and I can move the dimension, and I can click here to position the dimension. And the dimension command is active yet. If I click this object, or if I click this object and press the dimension, I can also do dimension again, and press enter or ESC to exit from the command. You can also dimension, click this one and say this one inclined object. So you can also dimension of the inclined object, but if you move the cursor, it gives you different preview. So it depends on the position of your mouse. So you can show different dimension. You can dimension this the length. You can dimension the horizontal between the 2 points, and you can also dimension vertical between the 2 points. So this is important to position your mouse. So this way you can press dimension. You can also show angular dimension by this. Dimension this and press down arrow and select angular. Click this line and this line, and now you can also measure angle. But it is also important how you moving your mouse and it is showing different value. So you can also show dimension angle with this option. Now if I want to measure linear length, say I will click this point and this point, it is giving me dimension but it is not horizontal. If I want to make that horizontal, just move your mouse this way and click this point. I can also show continuous dimension. Now right click and say continuous and click this start point and click the next point, and if you pick each point it is showing one dimension. So this way you can show continuous dimension and press enter or ESC to exit from the command. You can also dimension the radius of any object. So click this object and position here. It is also showing an center point of the arc. You can also measure radius or diameter of any circular area. So click this one and position here, and it is also showing a dimension symbol here. So this way you can use the dimension command, and you can also edit the dimension. You can see that the 1 feet dimension is the width of this column, but it is overlapped with 8-inch dimension. Select this one and right click on the grip, and you can reposition that by stressing. So if you want here, you can stress, and there is also some option you can use stress move with dimension line, move text only, move with ladder. So you can use this different option by keeping your mouse here, and if I simply stress, so it is only moving the dimension. So this way you can also clarify any dimension which is overlapping or not clear in the dimension style. So this way you can use the dimension command. In this video I am going to show you how to edit dimension. For example, the width of this column is 1 feet, but the text is not in the right position. So I can move this text to here. To do that, click this dimension and keep your mouse cursor here, and now move that choose move the text only option and click here. So now the dimension text is in proper position. Again try in this one and keep your cursor here, and you can also move with ladder. Click this one, and if you click here, so it has moved with the ladder. So this way you can edit your dimension, and you can reposition your text or with ladder or without ladder. There are some dimension in this room, but they are not equally spaced. I can do that by going to adjust space command, click, now select the dimensions which you want to spaced equally, then enter and enter again to space them equally. So now they are equally spaced, and there are two dimensions intersected one another. If I want to break one dimension line, I can do that by clicking this break command and click the dimension line which I want to break. Click this one and click the another one, then enter. So you can see there is a break, and now if you move this dimension, and you can see that the break point has also moved. So this way you can break dimension intersecting each other. I can reduce or increase the length, the extension part of this vertical line. To do that, go to dimension style manager, write D, enter and modify. Under this line tab you can see the extend beyond dimension line, which is 3, say 0, okay, and close, and you see there is no extension line. again the D, enter, modify, and say this is 1, and OK, close. Now you can see it has been reduced. You can also reduce this space between this snapping point to this line. Go to Dimension Style Manager, modify, and you can change this one. Say I want to 6, and OK, close. Now the space has increased. This way you can edit, and there is also other way you can modify this dimension style. For example, I don't want to show this vertical line, but I want this one. To do that, select this one and go to properties, properties, and under this line and arrow you can see the extension line 1 and extension line 2 both are on. Now try this one off, and you can see the dimension vertical extension line has gone, but this one is here. So if you need this way, you can change that, and you can also change the arrow size from here, and by going to text you can also reduce or increase the text height from here too, and you can also change the text style and some other option if you think, without going to this Dimension Style Manager and without changing all the dimensions in your drawing. So this way you can edit dimension in your drawing.